Good morning. Thanks very much for joining us. We are, believe it or not, 1 month away from Election Day, 2 weeks away from the start of early voting here in Massachusetts, and just a matter of days away from the arrival of mail-in ballots. So it's time for all voters to start focusing on the choices at hand if you haven't done so already. We're going to try to help you out this morning with an update from two of the city's top political reporters. They are Katie Lannan of GBH News and Matt Murphy of the State House News Service. Katie, Matt, good to see you.
Thanks for having us, Jon.
Good to see you. Thanks for the bagels and lox you brought me this morning. Actually, you didn't bring me anything. We'll have to talk about that. Yeah, we'll talk more about that. So here's Maura Healey cruising along, leading Jeff Diehl by 26 points in the most recent polling, accepting just 2 debates. Most gubernatorial races, there have been 3 or more. Blanketing the airwaves with ads, one of which features a photo of Charlie Baker right over her shoulder, I noticed. That's a nice little subliminal message there. What possible traction can the Diehl campaign get in this final month, and are they doing what they need to get it? Katie.
Well, I think, there's a window for Jeff Diehl to talk about economic issues. We've heard him start bringing up things like energy prices and the Attorney General's stance on pipelines, saying those things could make it even harder to heat your home this winter.
That's a good issue.
It is a good issue, but I think most of the Democratic candidates up and down the ballot have such a strong lead in the polls. It's going to take something really notable to break through there.
I mean, Matt, I always hesitate. I'm extremely reluctant to second guess the voters in advance or to say, oh, people don't care. But do people care?
I mean, there's certainly a feeling of inevitability in this race. It's been there from the beginning. And if you look at Charlie Baker's path to success, he got a lot of crossover Democrats. We're not going to see that this time around. Diehl really needs to appeal to those independent voters. And as Katie said, he's made some attempts with some of these economic messages around energy and other issues. But Maura Healey has also centered her campaign around these same issues. She's not campaigning on far-left progressive issues that maybe some of the activists would like to see, even if she supports things like Question 1, the millionaire's tax, for instance. But for the Diehl campaign, he's really going to need a confluence of events, I think, to make this work. He's going to have to piggyback off Question 4, the illegal immigrant question, and have a lot of things go right to catch up with Maura Healey.
Let's talk about Question 4 for a second. That is the ballot question that, if approved, would repeal the law passed last spring by the legislature that allows undocumented citizens to go ahead and get driver's licenses. I believe we'd be the 17th or 18th state in the country to have this kind of thing. That wasn't doing badly in polling earlier in the year. Then we had this whole thing on the Vineyard with Ron DeSantis, the governor of Florida, shipping those migrants up here, tricking them into coming up here. Do you have any sense that that might have impacted the reaction to Question 4?
I haven't seen any updated polling since then, but it's definitely thrust the question of immigration policy and how Massachusetts wants to respond really to the top of mind for a lot of people. And of course, we haven't seen that law take effect yet. Yeah. So it's an interesting time to be trying to repeal it before it's actually coming into play, before people see the impact. So it's going to be about how people message it on either side.
Yeah, I had thought, Matt, that this might be one way in which voters, even as they're electing Democrats potentially to everything in sight, could say, you know what, I want to send a message on this one. But I don't know now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the immigration issue being in the spotlight, I think there's been a lot of feelings of sympathy towards those migrants who got shipped to Martha's Vineyard.
They were very sympathetic.
It certainly could impact, especially since, we learned that a lot of them had presented themselves to immigration officials, were seeking asylum and other things. They didn't just cross the border and try to hide. So that could influence. Like Katie said, we haven't seen public polling, but initially what looked like a split electorate on this issue, we have seen subsequent surveys show that people are inclined to maybe keep this law in effect. One thing I think is the question a little bit confusing, a repeal question, but yes actually keeps it no would repeal it.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
For getting
so people may go in thinking, oh, repeal, I want to repeal. They vote yes. So a little tricky there.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to make sure the people, the advocates, make sure that people understand what this question is.
Yeah, wow. Okay, let's take our break, and when we return, we'll dive back into some of the other statewide races and ballot questions as Election Day approaches. So stay with us.